Hey everybody, how are you doing today? I wanted to come with a daily angelic assistant tip. So I use angels daily. It's not just when I do energy work, which you've done with me in the group healings. I use them every day, and I ask them for assistance every day, and that assistance is open to you. There's different types of energies, and angelic energy is the one energy that you can count on. It's completely compassionate, sympathetic, understanding, and just here to help people who are on this earth. So I felt different types of energy. I won't get into it until maybe a month in or two. I'll start getting into all the different realms out there, but I don't want to scare you guys. So we'll just start with the angels because that's something that everyone can understand. So I use angelic assistant daily, and I wanted to just bring little tips of what is part of my daily spirituality routine that raises my vibration and keeps my energy at the level where I can absorb more and tap into my spiritual gifts more. And if you want to do this, that is great as well. So one thing that I do daily is I do a daily releasing of emotion. So emotions are wonderful. When I'm pissed, I use that emotion now that I know and I'm trained in it. I use that emotion to go like, well, this is what I want. And when I manifest with conviction, like, okay, I'm pissed at this, but this is what I want, da 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 da. And like I ask for help, I manifest it, and I do my own things, which I'm going to get to in general on how I manifest things. But I use those emotions, even if they're negative, and they're not negative, they're lower vibration, to let me know exactly what I do want in my life, and then start the process of creating my spirit. So I release those emotions as well. So I have hateful emotions. I'm a born warrior spirit. So if you guys go to my Soul Powered Life, I have a PDF on how you can find your spiritual soul type and gifts in 30 days. And one of the soul types is warrior. So my natural soul type before the compassion came in, before empathy, is if you said anything wrong to me, I wanted to jerk you in the face, right? Like my natural instinct are, fight, get out of my way, destruction, demolition, right? I've had to really learn how to like calm that down, but that's a natural part of my spirit. So as I get more spiritual, went to church, I never felt bad if I got extremely angry at something, right? I never doubted myself or felt bad about it. It was just like, now that I look back, I was like, that's me. And you need strong warrior spirits like that when you come up against obstacles. And so what I'm saying is just like to get you in the mindset, these emotions aren't negative. Now, I don't need these emotions. They do crowd me as I try to channel with the angels. They do take away from my ability to see through it because it's a lower vibration energy. And my purpose is to raise my vibration so I can take in more of that high frequency angelic energy. So if you guys do more of these free group healings with me, you're going to be able to absorb more and more and more. And so you'll feel those high frequencies. So you just need to stay with me for like a month or two, and you'll really start to understand it and go, wow, now that I can absorb and feel this high frequency, I understand now. So those lower vibrations get in the way and cause dissonance with me accepting and being able to really capitalize and get into my spiritual gifts. So your emotions are not bad. When you're angry, when you're mad, when you're frustrated, they're not bad, right? But I do a daily releasing ceremony. So every day I will go and I will ask Archangel Ariel and Archangel Uriel. You can look them both up, and I will write in the descriptions their name if you want to find out more about them. If you just on your own want to find that about them, you can just simply do this. You can go, Archangel Uriel, can you please step forward and surround me in your energy so I can feel your presence? Take about a moment and just breathe it in and see what you feel. If you wanted to, you can do this every day. As you do it, you're going to feel it more and more. I say give it a week or two, maybe two, but I definitely was feeling it pretty quickly, and my vibration wasn't necessarily that high when I started because I'm all about my humanity and I'm all about my flaws. So if you want to connect to Ariel, Archangel Ariel, can you please step forward and surround me in your energy so I can feel your presence and see how she feels. They feel differently. So I start all of this out with feeling the different energies of the different angels, and then you can start to feel. Raphael, I would feel along my arm. That's the only place I could feel it at that time. Now it's like my whole left side, but when you start, or on your right. So you can start doing that. But I will ask them specifically, because they the ones who are stepped forward for this, especially when it comes to writing, and I'll say, Archangel Ariel, Uriel, will you help support me in my energy as I journal to release these energies that don't serve me, right? So help me find these energies that do not serve me. I'll ask a combination of that. Right. You just have, so I do that and I very specifically use them, and then I start writing all my negative emotions, and they're bad. I'm like, I'm going through a separation with my husband. I was like, I want to punch him in the face because he said that. And this guy laughed at me because I mentioned angels, and that mother effer. Like, I don't back around away from it, nor do I feel bad or ashamed for these feelings. I love them, right? Because I then learn from them. And then I literally write these things out. I do have anxiety. I've had to learn a lot, like, to be able to rely and trust in the universe, because I always wanted to control things. So I would say, I have anxiety that this isn't going to work out for my best good. So just things that, like, I have fear or anxiety that I'm not going to manifest the things I want. I have fear, and so you have normal fears. And if I do this every day, it's literally 1 or 2 sentences. If I don't do it for 3 days, you can tell because it just sort of builds up. So if you don't release these lower vibration energy, they stay. And that's the thing that we have not learned in this lifetime that's coming back. We have to do energy management, which is why I have these daily tips and self-healing techniques I'm going to be sharing with you. So when you go ahead and you find those things, and sometimes, this is a little tip for me, I'm like, energy's hidden in different parts of your body. I will say, Arjuna, help me find any energies that don't serve me or aren't for my highest good that are trapped in my hips, in my back, in my legs. And it was funny. So I'm like, okay, I'm done. Then I'm like, all right, let's see what's trapped in my hips. And then all of a sudden I was like, oh man, I do feel bad, or that, I'm not pretty enough, or I'm not this enough, or I have self-doubt. And it'll come right up as soon as I ask that question. So then I'll go to every part of my body just to do it. And what you're doing, you're starting, and this has been the biggest part of raising my vibration. When I first started, it was a page. But then, like I said, every day now, I do it with 2 sentences. And then when I'm done, and I have this page or 2 sentences, whatever it is, so I have a notebook that I can rip up. I'll take it, I'll rip it up, and I'll go Archangel Michael, because he is the one that really steps forward for this. Or you can just say archangels, but I use very specific ones just because I've started doing them and I know they'll do the work, do the job. I'll go, Archangel Michael, I'm releasing this to you. These feelings and energies no longer serve me. Here, take them. You can picture putting it in a bag that an angel's holding, or you can do whatever you want. You can light it on fire if you have time to do that every day. I don't. I just go, hey, take them from me and release them from my body, my energetic body. And then I'll say transmute them to divine love, because you got to do something with all your energy. So these are a little bit ritualized, so just go with it. It does work. You have to set an intention for everything you do. And then I will let that happen. Now, when I first did it, I did not feel anything. Now that I've been doing this for so long, I feel it. So I literally feel like a lightning of energy come around me, and I'll feel like some of the energy leaving as it's being transmuted to love. And if you continue with this, you'll feel it too. Especially, and I have to say, this releasing part, the reason I'm bringing this in so early is because it's one of the most important things, just because you have it all trapped. We haven't released it. So say an incident happens, like I'm seeing incidences in the news where like a young kid or something is like yelled at by, some racist guy. And I'm just looking like, oh, shoot, I wish I could tell them, like, you got to release that so it doesn't stop you from being in touch with your spirit, because all of that damage and trauma does have an impact on you being able to clearly hear and be in touch with that truth or your spiritual gifts or abilities. So everything that does not serve you or is a lower vibration, just for you to use it as an indicator of what you do want to manifest it and start that work energetically or in your mind. But releasing has been the biggest contributor for me being able to channel the angels. And if you would like to do that, you can do it relatively soon, but that is a daily tip. And the last part. So Archangel Michael, please take this, transmute it to divine love. It does not serve me. I acknowledge and respect what it did for me. And I might even go into a little gratitude. I understand when this happened that I know, you know what, I'm not for everybody and I shouldn't bring everybody in. Or just little things that I did learn from it. Or just conviction on what I do want. So I'm really clear when I communicate with myself, my spirit guides, mentally. Like when I'm angry about something and I commit and I stop myself and I go, this is what I do want. I am so clear about what I want in my mind, my subconscious, my conscious, my spirit guides, that it really, like, I love the anger because it makes me so convicted about I do not want this and I do want this, right? It just makes it clearer to get through, well, what do you want? I know what I want when I get angry, right? And so that's why it's not a negative thing. It's just use it as a tool. And then once I give it to him to release it, and I actually feel it happening, I'll then ask him to surround me with the divine love and light, a white energy of divine love and light surrounded, wrapped around me to raise my vibration and to fill in all the energy that just was transmuted with divine love to support me in the energy of X. So I'm saying wrap me in white light of love and light, raise my vibration, because I just always do that, because the higher my vibration, the more I can, the clearer it is for me to channel and heal with the angels. And I also do the last part. If you're going to give it some energy, it could be the energy to heal you. It could be energy to have a great day. It could be anything you want. The energy and the confidence to know I can manifest whatever I want today, or that I am allowing today, whatever it might be. So that is a daily tip. I do daily journaling. This has been the biggest part of just getting all that residual energy out that I haven't thought about, but those thoughts matter. So usually I don't journal. Sometimes if I'm just talking during the day and I have a thought that I'm like, you know, that's not for compassion. I don't judge myself. I just go, okay, you know, let's transmute that energy to love. I don't need it trapped in my body for what my goals are and what I'm trying to do. Doesn't mean I was wrong for it. It's just when you're so focused on the actual physical aspect of raising your vibration, it is just something you have to do. But don't do it with any doubt, any guilt, any shame. And if you do, release that guilt. It's not about that. It's about everything in this life is about you going forward in your light, and you going forward in what your spiritual purpose is, you recognizing your spiritual gifts and abilities, and understanding that you have more support than you realize. And this is a process of getting access in a clearer and clearer, more definite way to that support. So I hope this helps. It is a daily practice. I'd give it a shot for a month or two if you like. You'll feel, you'll just notice after a couple weeks, you just feel lighter, because there was a stagnant energy. It's here, it sort of finds a place to stick, a lot of in your hips, right? So I hope that helps, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.